back to another video on Streaming Star. When viewers of TLC's hit show My 600 Pound Life tune into an episode, the hope is that they'll be let into the weight loss journey of morbidly obese individuals who transform their lives using Dr. Now's guidance. Once in a while, however, some patients on the show throw a curveball, causing a mountain of issues. Whether it's picking fights with the bariatric surgeon, sneaking in food and lying about it, or simply being uncooperative, the most controversial participants have surely been unforgettable. Let's have a look at the 8 angriest people on My 600 Pound Life. But before we do just that, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any more of our videos in the future. Number 8. Mercedes Cephas. Weighing 773 pounds, Mercedes Cephas struggled with lymphedema, which meant that she could barely stand and spend most of her time bedbound, which automatically meant that her young kids had to look after her. Mercedes' disordered eating habits eventually led to numerous health issues as she carried the trauma of being abused by her late father. On My 600 Pound Life, she was given a chance to undergo Dr. Now's exceptional guidance and diet plan. However, it was disappointing to see that Mercedes had only lost 80 pounds and hence couldn't qualify for the weight loss surgery. Cephas also gained weight later on, and showing that she clearly wasn't following Dr. Now's program. She not only told lies, but constantly complained as well without willing to make consistent efforts, which explains why the network was reluctant about giving any updates about her. Number 7. Lisa Fleming. Weighing over 700 pounds, Lisa Fleming's addiction to food stemmed from a tragic memory when she saw her brother getting murdered in front of her own eyes. Before she could appear on the show, it took 7 paramedics to get her out of bed and then out of her house. Her weight had continued escalating, particularly after her 4 pregnancies. During Lisa's episode, her daughter Danielle noticed several maggots growing inside the fat tissues under Lisa's skin. Even then, Lisa wasn't cooperative with the medical staff on the show. Her argumentative nature and stubborn attitude meant that she was standing in the way of her own progress. However, Dr. Now still managed to help Lisa lose almost 200 pounds, but the success was short-lived. The viewers were disappointed to see Lisa have a major meltdown during her episode. She even went against Dr. Now's advice and had a whole bowl full of Fruit Loops in bed, before refusing the paramedics to escort her. Unfortunately, her body was unable to recover from the numerous medical issues that Lisa had been facing for a long time. Months after her episode was aired in season 6, Lisa passed away at the age of 50. The cause of her death is still unknown, and TLC was deeply saddened to announce this. Number 6. James King. Season 5 participant James King weighed a staggering 791 pounds and was not only bedridden, but was also dealing with several underlying health issues. He was unable to carry out basic routine activities without anyone's help and was also suffering from cirrhosis. After a few consultations with Dr. Now, James K was clearly informed that if he failed to get his morbid obesity under control, he would have no longer than a few months to live. Additionally, James was unable to walk for long periods of time due to extreme swelling in his lower limbs. He was one of the most delusional patients to appear on the show. Even though Dr. Now tried his best to help James, the stubborn patient was confronted when his wife was caught sneaking in fast food for him. James also lied to Dr. Now several times, and it was later found out that he regularly had cheat meals against Dr. Now's advice. In the end, James K was discharged from the hospital when Dr. Now realized that he had gained an additional 100 pounds instead of losing weight. Number 5. Penny Sager. One of the most controversial patients on the show was 45-year-old Penny Sager, who started her weight loss journey in season 2. In the beginning, she weighed 530 pounds and was suffering from innumerable health issues. Residing in Maryland, Penny had decided to head in the right direction for her young son and husband. However, quite frankly, things didn't go as planned. Under strict monitoring, Penny did lose enough weight to undergo weight loss surgery, which may seem like a huge step towards progress, but the only person standing in her way was Penny herself. Even though she was determined when she started her journey, she continued ignoring every bit of advice from the bariatric surgeon on the show. As Penny continued eating in a calorie surplus, she made it quite obvious that she was way too stubborn and had decided to do things her own way. Sager's husband wasn't much of a help either, as he could bring all the junk food Penny would ask him to. Number 4. Angela Johns. Throughout the 8 seasons, viewers have observed several patients go completely out of control. One obvious example was Angela Johns, who was quite a controversial subject during season 7. Initially weighing 643 pounds, Angela decided to seek help from Dr. Now. However, her stubborn nature and repulsive behavior only meant that she was inkling towards self-destructive habits. She accused Dr. Now of punishing her when he revealed that Angela needed to shred more weight. Moreover, she refused to cooperate with the dietary restrictions, started taking drugs, and also didn't quit smoking throughout the time she was on the show. At the end of her weight month journey, Angela lost only 54 pounds and still continued arguing and blaming Dr. Now instead of taking responsibility for her own actions. Number 3. Shanae Murray. Appearing on the show in season 6, Shanae Murray was one of the heaviest participants till date. Not only was she morbidly obese, but also had an extremely quarrelsome nature. Viewers were sometimes shocked to notice how Shanae would continually argue with the medical staff on the show and often went against their advice. Her stubborn attitude and argumentative behavior made her one of the most difficult patients Dr. Now had to deal with on the show. When she started her weight loss journey on My 600 Pound Life, she was 27 years old, and throughout her episode, it was quite evident that she had been constantly lying to Dr. Now about her diet plan. Shanae not only ignored the doctor's instruction, but also crossed limits when her husband sneaked fast food into the hospital. Later on, it was no surprise that Shanae gained an extra 48 pounds instead of losing any weight. In the end, Dr. Now was extremely infuriated and questioned her intentions regarding weight loss. Shanae was later found quitting the show without reaching the finish line. Number 2. LaShonta White. Viewers were introduced to a bedridden LaShonta in season 7 when she approached Dr. Now after her weight exceeded 660 pounds. Despite the bariatric surgeon's strict instructions, LaShonta couldn't help herself from eating junk food, and in one of the scenes in her episode, she can even be spotted eating fried chicken in the hospital. Consequently, when she returned to Dr. Now 6 months later, he was disappointed to learn that she was facing serious health problems due to an increase in her weight. After being discharged, LaShonta was given a weight loss goal, but once again failed to achieve it. In the end, Dr. Now explicitly asked her to leave the program. Number 1. Stephen Asante. Before Stephen appeared on My 600 Pound Life in 2019, he was already known for his videos on the internet involving singing and dancing. However, he earned himself a totally notorious reputation on the show due to his argumentative nature and rebellious attitude. Despite the fact that Dr. Now has handled quite a lot of patients of this kind, the surgeon's patience was truly tested every time he dealt with Stephen. Weighing 730 pounds, Asante was also a drug addict and was kicked out of several weight loss programs in the area because of his manipulative tactics. At last, he couldn't be tolerated on the show anymore and was sent to rehab. Evidently, these patients didn't contribute to the success stories on My 600 Pound Life despite consistent efforts from Dr. Now and his medical staff. This brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, do let us know by hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel to view more awesome content like this in the future. We'll be seeing you guys in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye.